Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Calligraphy Beginners course. In this course we're going to learn the basic strokes, how to write all the letters, and in the end we'll create a beautiful art piece from our calligraphy. We're going to follow the Thuluth script in this course. Now, what I want from you is consistency, your practice. Keep doing even if your letters look ugly, keep doing even if you don't feel like doing, if you don't want to do. Just remember that your journey matters to me. I don't just want to teach you strokes, I want to help you fall in love with your art. I want you to enjoy this course. So, always be proud of your progress, even if it's slow. And in start, you'll see maybe no progress, and it's totally fine. Just keep doing with consistency, practice, 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 and you'll write amazing and beautiful letters earlier than you think. So, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna see each lesson and you'll be given practice exercises. You're going to practice all of them. And that's how you're going to write beautiful letters and complete your beginner's course. And I want you to keep all your practice sheets with you, like week 1 practice sheet. Keep your practice sheet, and in the last week, like week 12 practice sheet, you are going to compare the week 12 practice sheet with week 1 practice sheet, and then you'll see your progress and how far you've come in this course. So let's move forward. So the tools you're gonna need for it are columns. First of all, it's better to use the column with wider nibs like these, and it's better if you buy already cut column and you don't cut column by yourself, because this will decrease the chances of mistakes. The already cut column are good and will help you write better. The second thing you're gonna need is ink, the calligraphy ink. You can buy the calligraphy ink. And the third thing you're gonna use is thick thread. It's like this. It's not the normal kind of thread, a little thicker. This thick thread you're going to use, and then you will need a small container where you can put the thread. Here we have taken a small container, and here is some thick thread. We're going to put this thread in this container like this, and then you're going to pour some ink in it. Like you have the ink, you're going to put some ink in this, and then you're going to put your column like this, dip your column in it and write. So you're not going to dip your column directly into the ink, you're going to dip your column in the ink soaked by thread. You're going to dip your column in the thread, and then last you will need some glossy sheets. Column won't write on simple papers, you're going to use these glossy sheets for writing. So you won't need these much tools. If you don't have thick thread, you can use cotton instead. Put some cotton in a small container like this, and then dip your column in it. Then you will be able to write beautifully. And how are you going to apply pressure? Like, you are not going to dip your column until the end. You will have to apply just a little pressure. Your column will be, you can see it wet from the nib, so you're going to apply a little pressure and it will be ready to write. Here you can see we have applied just a little pressure and it is ready to write. Here it's writing perfectly. So you're going to apply a little pressure on the thread soaked by ink soaked by thread, and then write by applying just a little pressure. You don't need to apply so much pressure, otherwise your column will be like really wet and Your letters will be messy, or at first your letters will look ugly to you, but it's totally okay. So this takes time. So you're going to practice again and again. It's not about talent, it's totally about practice, consistency. You keep trying again and again, and your letters will start look beautiful earlier than you think. It won't need so much time, but at first you would think that it's gonna take forever, but it won't. You're going to write beautifully really soon. Now, as you get all the setup, you get all the tools, you know how to dip your column, so you're going to practice strokes. It's better to practice strokes as much as you can. If you learn strokes, you will learn basics and it will be easy for you to write all the letters. So first of all, the first stroke we're going to learn is vertical stroke. It's really important one and the difficult one. The vertical stroke, it's also called the alif like stroke. Here you're going to put your nib on a 45-degree angle. Now, yeah, more importantly, how if you're not good at angles, you could just made a 90-degree here, and in the center this is a 45-degree here. Put your column like this is the 45-degree angle. Now what are you going to do is put your column here and start moving it down like this. Now straight, and you will make just a little more vertical in the end. Only you're going to change its position when you reach at this point, like seriously in the very end. You're going to change the position of your column to more vertical, means to more towards 90-degree. Here you will put your column at, let me show you this again. This is the 45-degree, and you're going to put your column at 45-degree here like this. Start moving it down and down and down. Here, when you reach this point, you're going to change the nib angle. It's the second part of this vertical stroke. Here, you reach this point by changing the nib angle to a little more vertical. This is the vertical stroke. Alif-like stroke, it's better for you to learn and practice, especially this stroke, as much as possible. Put your pen at 45-degree. Start moving it down, down, down. When you reach this point, make it more vertical, and it will be like this. Sorry for the interruptions. Okay. Here, you're going to put your column. This is, as I told, 45-degree. And which angle are you going to put for vertical stroke is 45-degree. Then this is simple. You will just move it down, and after reaching at a certain point, down, to reaching really down, you will change the column angle, and the vertical stroke will be like this. So it's better to practice the vertical stroke as much as you can. This is the most difficult one. The next stroke we're going to learn is horizontal stroke. The horizontal stroke won't take this much of your effort. Like, you're gonna put your column again at 45-degree. In most of the letters, most of the basic letters, and most of the strokes, we are going to put our column at 45-degree, but the angle will be changed in some letters. So for the strokes, you're going to put your column at 45-degree. This is for the horizontal stroke. Here, like this, and then move it a little down like this. Then take it, move it backwards, and here. This is your horizontal stroke. I'm gonna need this too in some of the letters. Put on the 45-degree, move a little lower, start moving it towards back, and then again forward. This is your horizontal stroke. Here, what you're going to need is when to change your column angle. Like here, you move a little down, and then you're not going to change your nib angle, you're just going to change direction of your column. You are still at 45, you move a little down. Now here you will move towards your back. See, we won't change the angle, it's still on 45 as it was. And now here you will start moving back. We're moving back, and after reaching some certain point, you're going to move it again forward. So you will have these sharp points in the horizontal strokes. It's better to practice all the strokes as much as you can. You will be given practice sheets. It's better to do all the practice. So the last stroke we're going to learn is the curved stroke. Here, for the curved stroke, you won't put your column at 45. No, this is 45. We're going to make it more vertical, more like 80, 75, like this. This is 45. Move your column to more vertical point, and here, like this, we're going to put our column like 75 to 85 degree, like this. Here, this is the exact angle. And the curved stroke, you're going to need the curved stroke most in your letters in ba and dal and many of your letters. So the key to write beautiful letters is simple. Try again. Write again and again all the strokes. Practice all the exercises. Practice again and again. And you will write really beautiful letters earlier than you think. Here, for curved stroke, you're going to take it back and here. You're gonna leave it. Like this, putting it on an 85, 75 to 85 degree and moving a little lower. Then after this, moving towards more back, more horizontal, and then we're going to change the angle and have a pointed end. This is our curved stroke. Let me write again. Here is what we're going to do. Move it towards the back, and after reaching this certain point, you're going to move it a little more forward, like this. So this is our curved stroke. Practice this stroke as much as you can. These are our vertical, horizontal, and curved stroke. Let me write the curved stroke again for you. Here, put your angle at 75 to 80 degree. I'm repeating, and move it backwards, little forward, and have one pointed end. We'll have one pointed end in the curved stroke and a pointed end in a vertical stroke, and both pointed ends in horizontal strokes. Now, after you practice strokes, you learn strokes, we're going to introduce you to a very important system. It's the nukta system, the dot system of calligraphy, of the Thuluth. Here, you're again going to put your nib on a 45 degree like this and move it a little below here like this. Now you see that this is a perfect square, means all sides equal. This nukta is used for the measurement of horizontal letters. Now this nukta is used for horizontal measurements, not the vertical measurements. Here, let me show you again how to make this nukta. Put on a 45 degree and move it a little lower. Here you will know, as this makes the perfect square. This is for the horizontal measurements. And for the vertical measurements, well, let us see the horizontal measurements first. See, when you measure the letters, you should draw your nuktas like here. This one has ended. You're going to start the other one, which is joining with this one. Here you see this point. These both are joining, so these nuktas should join each other while you're measuring the letters. We'll see in next lessons how we are going to measure letters with these nuktas. First, we're going to draw perfect dots. These will be easy for you in the beginning, as you know you don't need any prior experience, but still you're going to write them easily and beautifully. And even if you don't, that's not about, again, it's not about talent, it's about consistency. No one achieves perfection without consistency, without practice. So you're going to write these again and again. You're going to practice these nuktas here like this. They all should join each other at this point. There should be a point like this where they all join each other. So this is the horizontal nuktas. These are horizontal nuktas. Now what are we going to do for vertical letters, for vertical measurements? Actually, these are the vertical nuktas. Like, you again put on a 45 degree and start moving it backwards a little more than the horizontal one. Here you can see all the sides are not equal, it's more like a rectangle. These two sides are longer, and here these are the edges. Your nukta should make proper point edges, and these are for vertical measurements. Like, if you write alif or you need any vertical measurements, you'll learn in the next lessons. First, you need to practice these strokes and nuktas perfectly. So after you practice these horizontal nuktas, here we're going to do, what you need is, like, you draw a horizontal nukta like this. You're going to pull your qalam a little longer until it makes like this. This is your nokta for the measurement of vertical letters, for vertical measurements. And again, in this vertical measurement, we're going to join them here. This is a vertical nokta, and there is a point of joining point where they meet. All these should have here like these. Look, these are a little different from the horizontal noktas. These are not perfect squares. You're going to draw them like these. Just move your qalam a little longer than the horizontal ones and see the difference. Here, this is the horizontal nokta, a perfect square, all sides equal, and here, this is a vertical one. There's just a little difference, but the difference is clear. You can see all the sides are equal. Edges pointed, edges are pointed in both of them, and all the sides are equal. But here, these two sides are longer. These are more like rectangular. Horizontal ones are more like square. So after you practice strokes, we're going to practice these dots. We're going to use these dots in measurement for every letter. So it's better to practice these dots again and again. Here like this. And then the vertical dots again like this. So if you have these glossy sheets with measurement, it's better to practice on them. But if you don't, it's okay. You can practice on these white glossy sheets. So as we have learned 3 strokes and the dot system, the nukta system, how are you going to practice this? If you have these kind of glossy sheets, it's good, and if you are practicing on these white glossy sheets, it's better that you make 4 sections with the ruler like this. Draw a line here with the ruler, and here. Make 4 sections on this page, as we have learned 4 things today. So first of all, what you're going to do is, in the first column, you are going to practice the vertical strokes here, and it's really necessary that you don't chase perfection. Maybe even a single stroke, even a single dot won't be perfect in your first time, but these will improve with time. So it's really necessary that you don't chase perfection. It's okay, your strokes will look ugly at first, your letters will look ugly at first, but by trying again and again, at first maybe your hands will shake, maybe you would think that you're not going to learn this, but all this comes by perfection. Maybe in your first practice, you won't write even a single thing correctly, but it's totally fine. Maybe your hands will really shake and all this. This is totally fine. This really happened in start, but you'll see, by repeating them again and again, by following the instructions carefully, you're going to write really beautiful letters, really beautiful strokes. So as you've drawn 4 columns on your page, you will fill the first column with the vertical strokes And the second column with the horizontal strokes. Yeah, as I said, it's better to practice again and again, to try again and again. So I'm leaving some space here, but you should not. You should write as much as you can in every column like this. So make the page with 4 columns. Practice vertical strokes in the first and then the horizontal strokes in second. Here, you're not going to leave any space. You're going to practice as much as you can before the next video, next learning. Before you start to learn writing alphabet, you should practice these strokes as much as you can. Just don't leave any space. Write as much as you can. The vertical strokes, the horizontal strokes, and the curved strokes. Here. I hope you understand that the first column is for vertical strokes, the second one is for horizontal strokes, and the third one is for curved strokes. I hope you understand the difference between them. Here we are putting on a 75 to 85 degree, moving it back and making both of its ends pointed. Making one of its ends pointed, and yeah, like this. It's okay if you make both ends pointed. It's necessary actually to learn the curve here. And in the vertical stroke, one of the ends is pointed. In the horizontal stroke, both of the ends are pointed. In the curved stroke, it's important for you to learn the curve and make one end pointed. And here in the 3 columns, you've learned vertical strokes, horizontal strokes, curved strokes. In the last column, you're going to practice the nuqtas, the dots here at first. In your last column, it's better that you make 2 columns out of your last column and then practice the horizontal dots here like this. As you're practicing the horizontal dots, see this is the column for horizontal dots. So once you complete this line of horizontal dots, you're going to write next here and see, this would make a beautiful pattern of dots, and there should be connection in every dot, as I said. Then you're going to make a second line of the horizontal dots, these square like dots, and after you completed the both lines of horizontal dots, you're going to practice the vertical dots. Put one here and then next dot here. This is how you're going to learn the vertical dots. It's better that you put the larger column for the vertical dots and the smaller one for the horizontal here like this. It's okay if you don't write good dots, even good dots at first. Maybe you won't write anything good at first, any single dot. It's totally okay. It's preferable that you keep this sheet, this practice sheet on which you are practicing, and then compare it with the sheet you're going to use in your 12th class. So by comparing, you will see the difference. You will see how your practice pay off. Just keep writing with consistency. Keep all those practice sheets, and when you will reach the lesson 12, you should compare this practice sheet with the practice sheet of lesson 12. Then you will see how beautifully you would write by just few weeks of practicing. Here you're going to make these vertical dots again and again and fill the whole column with it. So hope you understand. The first column is for vertical strokes, the second for horizontal strokes, the third for curved strokes, and the last will have two columns. Here, two columns. The first one is for horizontal dots and the second one is for vertical dots. You will practice horizontal dots here, vertical dots here. That's all you need to practice. You don't need to write perfect, you just need to practice. You don't need to write perfect, just write it again and again. Try again and again. And you will reach the point where you're going to write perfectly. You're going to write all the letters perfectly. Hope you understand. And so what I will need from you after this lesson is to practice all these basic strokes. Master these basic strokes. I know they won't be perfect at first, but practice as much as you can before the next lesson, so you'll be able to write letters more easily, more beautifully. And in the last class, in the 12th week, you're going to create a beautiful art piece with your own calligraphy skills. So it's better to practice again and again, and just write again and again. Don't chase perfection. Even if your hands shake, even if your letters look ugly, even if you think you won't be able to write with perfection, just keep trying, keep writing again and again, and you're going to write beautifully. So before the next class, master these basic strokes, and that you're going to learn how to write beautiful letters really easily. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.